Okay, so good morning, all of you. My name is Dr. Nishita Gupta, and we will be talking about this paper, entrepreneurship. So today's class is going to be about, what is basically entrepreneurship, what are the nature, characteristics of an entrepreneur, what are the advantages, disadvantages of an entrepreneur, of being an entrepreneur, as well as, what relevance does entrepreneurship hold for us in today's society. So moving ahead, first of all, let us try to understand that, what is this entrepreneurship? Where did this come from? So look, this word entrepreneur is derived from the French word entrepreneur, which means to undertake. Undertake matlab to, you are undertaking responsibility. You are taking an initiative. In the early 16th century, the Frenchmen who organized and led military expeditions were referred to as entrepreneurs. So, like if we talk about the 16th century, over there, who's like this concept was basically, there in the French, in France. तो जहाँ पे ये यूज होता था वहाँ पे जो लोग मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस में एंगेज होते थे उनको हम एंटरप्रेन्योर कहते थे. However, after the 1700s, the term was applied to other kinds of things, like it was applied to civil engineering, construction of roads, etc. Okay. Now, look, basically, now if we talk about today's world, so you just have a look at this definition, this middle one. Basically, an entrepreneur is nothing but he's an economic man who's trying to maximize his profits via innovations. Okay, so look, basically, when we are talking about an entrepreneur, so he is someone who is going to, he is going to undertake responsibility. He is going to identify, he is going to organize, he is going to manage a business while assuming all the risks and uncertainties that are associated with the business. Okay, so as you can see in the below definition, it says that an entrepreneur is someone who should be willing to accept the challenge, and he should be willing hard to achieve something in life. Okay, so now look, there is this one more popular definition by Peter Drucker, which I have not included in my PPT, but I will let you know what is that definition. It says basically an entrepreneur is a person who is willing to risk his capital and other resources in a business venture from which he expects substantial rewards, if not immediately, then in the foreseeable future. So look, this definition, it's a very, very comprehensive definition. So what is it talking about? Look, first of all, entrepreneur is any person, okay, that we all know. Now, what is he willing to accept? Look, an entrepreneur always has an idea which is out of the box, okay, something which other people have not done, and he is going to do it. So obviously, when you are going to try out something new, so what are you doing? You are undertaking risk for that thing. Fine. So what is he doing? What type of risk are you taking? You are risking your capital. You are risking your resources. आप पैसा डाल रहे हो business के अंदर. ठीक है, अपना land use कर रहे हो, अपने employees engage कर रहे हो. So what are you doing? You are risking your capital and other resources in the business venture. And what is the hope that you have, that what are you going to get out of it? You are expecting substantial rewards. Okay, look, if it becomes a success, then obviously there has to be, there will be a lot of rewards, if not immediately, but yeah, definitely in the foreseeable future. Fine. So look, so many a times, we say that entrepreneurs are basically change bearers in the society. Okay. Now look, you will say that how do they bring about this change? Look, a change can be brought about maybe via a new product. It can be a new process or method of production. You can enter a new market with which other players have not entered till now, or probably have not thought of entering. Or you can bring some change to the supply of resources. Okay, which is rewarding both for the consumer and for the entrepreneur. Okay, so you will find various examples of entrepreneurship. Like if you talk about the founder of CEO, Steve Jobs. Okay, when he thought of making MacBook, of making this cell phone, then he was the only one who was thinking like in a completely different direction. And he just went forward with his gut feeling. He risked all his resources, all his capital, he got this new product into the market, and everybody loved it. So it's like that. Okay. So with this, I think let's move ahead. Let us come to the characteristics of entrepreneurship. Okay, that whenever we talk about entrepreneurship, then what are basically his characters. So it says that he is a calculated risk taker. Now look, this calculated risk taker means that he's not a person that he's going to risk anything. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें लगा अच्छा that there is this new business coming up, let us put all our money. He is not going to do behave like that. Okay, he is going to take risk in a calculated manner. So for example, अगर आपको ये लग रहा है कि मैं आज 1 लाख का रिस्क लेता हूँ तो मानो मुझे 1.5 लाख का प्रॉफिट होगा, ठीक है, it is understandable. But let us say you say that I will take a risk of 1 lakh and I will get a reward only of, let us say, 5,000 or 2,000 rupees. Then that is that kind of game an entrepreneur will not play. Okay, so he is always a calculated risk taker. So higher the risk, he will expect higher gains. Lower the risk, he will expect lower gains. Second, he's an innovator. So like all of us know, entrepreneurship, whenever we talk about entrepreneurship, he's a person, he's coming up with a new idea. So he's innovating with things. So he's obviously an innovator. Then he's an organizer. How is he an organizer? Look, once you come up with an idea, you say that you have to start the business. So look, once you have to start the business, there are a lot of things that need to be there with you. Okay. For example, you need to have human resources, you need to have financial resources, you need to have a technical team, who is going to handle many things. So you have to organize everything. From where will your product come? Where will it go? How will the supply happen? Will people demand products or not? How are you going to create demand? So he has to organize all those things. He needs to have that foresight in his mind. Then he is creative. Obviously, he's a person who is coming up with new ideas, so he has to be creative in his approach. Then he is achievement motivated. Achievement motivated is in the sense that he is looking for, if he's spending energy and he's spending so much of money, then he's not doing it for fun. He wants something out of it, so he wants returns. So whatever he is doing, he has a target in his mind that I want to achieve this much if I am investing in the business. Then sixth point says that it should be technically competent. Technically competent in the sense that let us say if we talk about Steve Jobs. Okay, now he was thinking of coming up with this new era of MacBooks and a technology which nobody else has. There is no competitor of Apple as such, because Apple के products जो हैं वो अभी तक बिल्कुल unique है. The technology, the platform that it uses, it's completely separate from all the Android users and everything. Okay, so obviously he had that technical competence in him. Now that is why he was able to develop MacBook and iPhones and all those things. So he should be a person who's technically competent. Then he should be self-confidence. Obviously, बात है, अगर आपने self-confidence नहीं है, if you are only not confident about your idea, then how are you going to convince others that your idea is a good idea? Then he is socially responsible. Obviously, बात है, he is socially responsible in the sense that look, once you become an entrepreneur, you are generating employment for so many people. Plus, it's generally said that such people are also they take care of the environment and they try to use the resources in the most judicious manner. So in that way, they are socially responsible. Then they are optimistic. Obviously, they have a positive outlook. They are equipped with the capability to drive. So equipped with capability to drive means that they have leadership skills in them. Okay, they know how to get work done from people. Then they are blessed with mental abilities. Obviously, baat hai, their mind is very very sharp, so they have those type of mental abilities. They are very creative. They have that foresightedness in them. Then human relations ability. Human relations ability over here means that over here human relations and communication ability you can club in one only. So basically, these are those people who communicate very well with people. Okay, and they have very good communication skills, and they're very good orators. Fine. So they know that if I have to get something done from someone, then what type of relations should I build with them. So like if we talk about employees, so he has to think that if the employees are working for me, then he has to be also considerate towards his employees, their problems. Okay, he needs to ensure that they are motivated to work, and all those sort of things have to be there. Then decision making, obviously, as he's an entrepreneur, and he is the one who has come up with the idea, so all the decision making lies under him, and he should be a perfectionist in decision making. Then business planning, he's an expert in business planning. Obviously, again, all these things are just flowing from one to the other. बिजनेस प्लान करना नहीं आएगा तो फिर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कैसे बनेगा? सिर्फ आइडिया अगर वो बोले आई हैव दिस आइडिया इन माइंड, ओके, एवरीबडी विल से दैट हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट द आइडिया? So you need to know that if you have an idea in mind, so let us say you say today that I want to make flying cars. Okay, you want to make flying cars, you have an idea in your mind, but do you know how will you do it? Do you have any plan in your mind? Do you know what resources will you use? Do you know how it will happen? So in that ways, you should know that how you're going to plan your business. Then he's a venture capitalist as well. You can just exclude this point for the time being, because we have an entire chapter whereby I will be explaining you the meaning of this venture capitalist in detail. So for the time being, please leave this topic. Okay. Now he's a visionary. Visionary in the sense, look, whenever an entrepreneur is investing so much of funds in the business, like I told you, he has a vision in mind. Okay, he is thinking about the future. He knows that 5 years down the line, I will be there. 10 years down the line, I see my business growing tenfold. Or he has that vision in mind. So it's not like he's working with a short term goal. Okay, I have this thing, I will invest it, and it's done. No, he has a vision for the future. He's always going to plan ahead, see ahead. What is there for me 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line? Then entrepreneur, they make significant differences. Significant differences. Why? Because an entrepreneur is someone who is coming up with a new idea. Okay, now look, whenever you come up with a new idea, what are you trying to do? You're trying to solve people problems. Okay, so जब आप people की problem solve करोगे, so obviously you are making a difference in the society as well. Then ability to spot and exploit opportunities. I think this is self-explanative. Courage to face adversities. These are the people that they are not easily. They don't easily give up. They have this thing in them that no matter whatever the situation, they have the zeal to move ahead and to face any adversity that happens. And leadership, obviously, without leadership, you can't call anybody an entrepreneur. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Let me see if I haven't forgotten anything. Mm, yeah, fine. Yeah, that would be it. So now let us come basically to the working profile of an entrepreneur. So what are some of the characteristics? So this is basically a repetition of what we have already done. So we will just quickly go through it. So he has self-confidence. So self-confidence का मतलब क्या है? Confidence, independence, optimism, individuality. He should be have a drive. Drive means self-drive. He should be very motivated. So for that, what traits are required? He should be responsible. He should have that vigor in him. jaldi hi aage honi chahiye that I no matter what, I have to achieve it. Initiative lena chahiye usko. Somebody who starts something on his own. He should have persistence. Persistence is that you are that you are not expecting short-term rewards. You have the patience, and you're going step by step. You know that yeah, you will get you will get victory at the end of the day. And he should be ambitious. Then task result oriented. Task result oriented में क्या है? They have need for achievement. Obviously, like I told you, profit oriented, energy होना चाहिए उनके अंदर. Risk taker, so they have risk taking ability. They like challenges. Mental ability के अंदर they have an overall intelligence, creative thinking, analytical thinking ability. Leadership, they have this leadership behavior. They have the ability to get along with others and respond to situations. And they can very easily handle criticism, which is a very big thing. Next is human relations ability. That includes emotional stability, okay, healthy personal relations, sociability, tactfulness, consideration towards others. Originality, obviously, someone who has an innovative idea. He's creative. He's resourceful. He knows how to get resources from different places. He has knowledge. And communication ability means that he is perceptive, he has a foresight, and he is future oriented. Now, with this, let us come to the functions of an entrepreneur. Okay, so look, functions. Look, an entrepreneur basically is supposed to perform a lot of functions. Okay, so let us come to the first one. It says that this. Look, there's a person called as Jay Shumter. Okay, he says that they say that entrepreneurs have made substantial contribution to the literature of entrepreneurship. The process of innovation may be in the form of, so when we're talking about innovation, that a person is going to get a new idea. He's basically innovating. So that new idea can be in the form of introduction of a new product. You can use new methods of production. You can open up a new market. Okay, you can conquest a new source or supplier of raw material, or probably you might try to come up with a new form of organization. So these are some of the ways in which you can see that entrepreneurship actually takes place. Then next we have is risk taking. Now, look, obviously, the entire risk of business, it lies on the entrepreneur. Okay. Now, look, it's very synonymous. If there are profits, they also belong to the entrepreneur. So, obviously, if there is any risk, they also belong to the entrepreneur. So there's this person, Richard Cantillon. He states that entrepreneur is an agent who buys means of production. Means of production means that you're buying land, labor, all the other resources at certain prices and sells them at uncertain prices. An entrepreneur performs the function of reducing uncertainty in his plan of investment and expansion of the enterprise. He also stresses that risk taking is a specific function of an entrepreneur. So look, as all of us know that an entrepreneur is coming up with a new product, so obviously he has to function in an uncertain environment. There is uncertainty about everything. You don't know what is the exact price that you have to charge. Okay, when you're making investments, again, you're very uncertain that whether they are going to give you the right result or not. So in that ways, he has to assume a lot of risk. Fine. Then next is decision maker. So entrepreneur as a decision maker describes the following functions of an entrepreneur. The determination of objectives of an enterprise and the change of those objectives as conditions required or made advantageous. But look, as a decision maker, what he has to do, he has to determine the objectives of the enterprise. So look, what can be the objectives of an enterprise? He might say that, like let us say he has invested 1 crore rupees in the business. So he can have an objective like I want 10% of return in the very first year, 15% return in the second year. So that can be one way of making an objective. The second objective can be that maybe he's saying that for first 3 years I am working on a no profit basis. I'm only working towards customer satisfaction. Okay, and I want more and more people should actually test and try my product. So again, that can be an objective. Okay, some people can have an objective that I want to maximize my market share. So there can be different objectives. People can have different objectives, and it is an entrepreneur who is going to decide that what is the objective of your business. Then the development of an organization includes efficient relations with subordinates and employees, and securing financial resources, the relation with existing and potential. So look over here. Basically, what it is saying over here that when we're talking about decision making, so it is up to him to decide that how are you going to manage the relationship with the employees, because look, sometimes there are a lot of conflicts. Okay, let us say you're manufacturing something, so there can be trade unions which are formed who might who might protest or go against you. So basically, you have to, it is his responsibility that he should develop an organization culture which is conducive for all the employees, and they all are motivated to work for the organization. And you should look, conflicts will be there, but it is his responsibility to reduce conflict as much as possible. Yeah, and then C is securing adequate financial resources. Obvious सी बात है, entrepreneur ही है जो सारा का सारा करता धरता है हमारे business का, वो सारा पैसा लगा रहा है. अगर वो अपना पैसा नहीं लगा रहा, कहीं से लोन ले रहा है, तो financial intermediaries के साथ अच्छे relations रखना, ठीक है. देखना कि अगर future में I have more capital requirement, then from where can I secure the capital? It can be via friends, it can be via family, it can be via banks, it can be via intermediaries. So it is up, it is like his call, he has to decide about it. Fine. Then the acquisition of efficient technological equipment and revision of it as new machinery appears. अब देखो, जो भी आप इसके अंदर टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कर रहे हो, ओके, वट एवर यू आर प्रोड्यूसिंग, this is actually true for products, not services. Okay, so whatever technology you are using, so you need to ensure that that the technology is efficient in the sense that जिस पर्पस के लिए आपको वो टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए, वो काम वो टेक्नोलॉजी को करना चाहिए, ठीक है. And it is his duty to revise the technology whenever there is a new technology in the market. Fine. Then development of a market for products and the devising of new products to meet or anticipate consumers' demand. Now look, it is again, this is about marketing of the product. So he has to ensure that if he has the idea, he is making a product, then he needs to ensure that there is demand for the product as well in the market. So he has to see कि वो demand जो है वो कैसे आएगी. तो देखो demand कैसे आती है, demand हमेशा marketing करके आती है. The more you advertise yourself, the more you tell that your idea is unique, and it can solve basically different problems. The more people are going to demand it. Then the maintenance of good relations with public authorities and with society at large. Public authorities का मतलब यहाँ पे ये है that with all the government officials, look, obviously you have to pay tax and a lot of excise duty probably, or customs duty. So it's up to you that you should not do anything which is against the law. You have to maintain good relations with them. You have to be a law abiding citizen, as well as at the same time you should see that the society is also happy with your business. It's not that you are polluting the environment, or you're cutting trees, or you're basically you're killing animals and doing something. तो वो नहीं होना चाहिए. So that is again the responsibility of the entrepreneur. My God, so much of responsibility for the entrepreneur. Okay, so yeah, but look, as I told you, he has a lot of characteristics. He has that confidence in him. He has the zeal, so he is able to do all of it with the help of obviously, his team of employees. Then organization and management. Now, organization and management के अंदर क्या आता है? They are obviously the most important functions of an organization. As the organization is going to grow bigger, the entrepreneur has to delegate. Delegate का मतलब क्या है कि उसको जो अपनी authority है, जो decision लेने की power है, वो उसको दूसरे को देनी पड़ेगी. ठीक है? He has to delegate authority. And he has to find responsibility at various levels of management. तो उसको क्या करना पड़ेगा? उसको अलग अलग levels बनाने पड़ेंगे. अगर human resources की बारे में बात करें, let us say, okay, तो let us say there are conflicts are happening in the organization, or employees are not happy, or they are not motivated to work. So he is going to fix the responsibility on the HR head, and he is going to tell him that it is your responsibility. I have given you the responsibility to manage and see that my entire workforce is motivated and happy to work. There are no conflicts. Responsibility के साथ बेटा हमेशा authority भी flow करती है, as all of you know. Okay, if you only give responsibility and no authority, then it is not going to work. So he has to give him the authority. Okay, let us say he wants to give some financial incentives or non-financial incentives. Okay, so he is going to give him the authority as well to work in his manner. Okay, now look, if we broadly talk about organization and management, then it includes planning of an enterprise, coordination, administration and control, and then routine type of supervision. Okay, so now let us just quickly move to the distinction between an entrepreneur and a manager, because look, as we have already studied entrepreneur ज्यादा मैनेजर की तरह लग रहा है, but वो मैनेजर नहीं है. A manager is someone else and an entrepreneur is something else. Okay, so let us quickly do the distinction between the two. So look, the first is status. An entrepreneur is owner of the enterprise. He is making his own investment and he owns the business. Fine. Does a manager do the same? Is he the owner of the business? No. He is just an employee in the enterprise and he is just working for salary. He is not making any investment. He has not put a single rupee in the business. What is the target of the entrepreneur? The main target of an entrepreneur is to start his venture by setting up a sole trader or firm or a company. तो देखो, entrepreneur का तो मेन टारगेट ये है कि मेरी कंपनी चले, वो प्रॉफिट्स बनाए, ठीक है. एंड basically uh, basically he wants to earn profits by making investment. But over here, what is the goal of a manager? The main goal of or motive of a manager is to give his services to the enterprise which are set up by someone else that is an entrepreneur. So the manager is just working for a salary, and his motive is that he has to give the best to the organization for whichever for whichever thing he has been recruited. If he has been recruited for finance, so finance के लिए he has to give his best services. HR के लिए recruit किया तो HR के लिए he has to give his best services. Okay, so for whatever function he has been recruited, he is just going to give his services. Okay, he as such he does not have any target in his mind कि हाँ मैंने इतना पैसा लगाया तो मुझे इतना return मिलना चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. He is just working for salary and he is doing his job. Then decision making, obviously baat hai, look, all the policies, strategic decisions, expansion, takeover, all the big decisions, they will be taken by the entrepreneur. Okay, a manager is also going to take decisions. Now, what type of decisions will is he going to make? While all those managerial operational decisions which have impact on short and medium term results are taken by the managers. तो देखो, एक होता है कि बड़े बड़े डिसीजंस लेना, जैसे कंपनी को एक्वायर करना है, ठीक है. आप कंपनी को एक्वायर करना है तो मैनेजर के हाथ में इतनी ताकत नहीं है कि वो डिसीजन ले पाए कि कंपनी को एक्वायर करना है या नहीं करना. वो जो है वो एंटरप्रेन्योर ही बताएगा. But let us say you have to decide that you have to recruit a new employee. Okay, or probably let us say your raw materials are finished, you have to place an order for new raw material. So what are these type of decisions? These are routine type of decisions, very operational type of decisions that are happening day to day. Okay, so obviously a manager can take these decisions. There is no need of entrepreneur to interfere in it. Fine. Now, rectification of wrong decisions. Okay. Now, look, अगर entrepreneur ने कोई गलत decision लिया है, तो it will result in losses and closure of the unit because he is ultimately the karta dharta of the organization. So he is actually paving the path for the organization. So if he has put the organization on a wrong path, then there is nothing that can be done. Okay. However, if manager is taking wrong decisions, they can be obviously rectified by the entrepreneur. उसको वो हटा सकता है, रिप्लेस कर सकता है, नया बंदा ला सकता है, या उसको प्रॉब्ली ट्रेनिंग दिला सकता है, और जिससे वो गलतियां ना करे. फाइन. नेक्स्ट इज योर इनोवेशंस. So an entrepreneur innovates and exploits his innovation commercially. Now, obviously, look, an entrepreneur is a person who is innovating and he is bringing that idea to the market. Commercially means with the aim to earn profit. Okay. A manager is just an officer who is appointed for promotion of the unit. So he is not doing any such innovative thing in the organization. उसको जो बताया जा रहा है वो बस वही कर रहा है. Risk bearing, obviously बात है, all the risk belongs to the entrepreneur as all the rewards are with the entrepreneur. A manager, he does not have to bear any risk, he's working just for salary. If we talk about the skills, then the skills expected from the entrepreneur are a lot of creativity, innovation, desire for high achievement, intuition, a skill, a drive, okay, passion, all these things are expected out of him. For a manager, we say that he should know how to deal with public and he should have some conceptual abilities. Okay, in the sense that for whatever work he has been recruited, he should have these skills to do that work. 1 minute. क्वालिफिकेशन. ओके, देखो, एंटरप्रेन्योर की ऐसा कोई क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं होती. एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने के लिए कोई ये नहीं बोलता कि नहीं हार्वर्ड जाके पढ़ना पड़ेगा, आईआईटी का ग्रेजुएट होना होगा, या DU से पढ़ना होगा. As such, there is no qualification. But for a manager, he needs to possess some of the other degree. You know, if you are recruiting him, अगर CA आप recruit कर रहे हो, sorry, अगर आप किसी को accounts या finance के लिए recruit कर रहे हो, so obviously you will prefer a person who is a CA. Okay, if you want somebody, you know, who is going to handle the HR, so you will look for some level of experience, and then you will look for probably an MBA and HRM. Okay, so you need a qualification for the post of manager. Rewards I've already explained to you. I don't think I need to repeat it again. If you want, you can just go through it on your own. Just 1 second. Okay. So with this, let us start with the pros and cons of entrepreneurship. That, you know, what are the pros and cons of entrepreneurship that we basically have. Pros and cons basically means that, you know, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages associated with entrepreneurship. Okay. So look, the pros are that that, you know, you have the freedom to pursue your own vision. Look, once you're an entrepreneur, you're not working under someone. Okay, you have the total discretion to take your own decisions to function the way you want. Okay, and you can do anything that you want, that you think that is feasible. Then potential earnings of an entrepreneur exceed a salaried employee. Now, obviously, baat hai, you know, those who think of starting their own startup, or you know, they become an entrepreneur, then obviously they have this thing in them that, you know, we will earn more than what we are getting, you know, as a salaried thing. Fine. So obviously that thing is there in you. Then next is the control and flexibility of your time. Now look, once you're working in an organization, obviously Bata, you have to work as per the timings that have been allotted to you. You can't say that, you know, I will work from 9 to 2 and after that I will not work. That can't happen. Okay. But yeah, once you're on an entrepreneur, you can decide that, you know, I will work only 2 days a week. I will delegate most of the things. I will have managers under me or whatever. Okay. So, or you know, you might probably think that I might work 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. So it is up to you that, you know, how basically you know, you want to utilize your time, so nobody can stop you from anything. Now the opportunity to learn and gain knowledge. So look, the entrepreneur basically, you know, he learns a lot. Why? Because he's the one who's initiating the business, he's the one who's procuring resources, he, you know, procuring managers, putting the organization into the pipeline, and you know, doing everything. So obviously, you know, when you are into the process, so there's a lot of learning, you learn a lot, and you gain a lot of knowledge that how an organization actually works. After that, there is a sense of pride and fulfillment in accomplishing things. Now let us say you decide to become an entrepreneur, you have a startup, okay, and it turns to be a, you know, a success. So obviously, you know, you will experience so much of pride that, you know, I started with nothing, and you know, I have become like such a big man, and I have whatever you know, I thought of becoming. So so you know, there is this innate joy in you, and you experience a lot of job satisfaction, or you can say basically fulfillment. Job satisfaction to nahi hai, you're not doing a job, but you know, basically there's a lot of satisfaction, and you are happy that, you know, you are doing good. Then the chance to share your learning. Now look, these days what has happened is that, you know, a lot of these schools, colleges, they call entrepreneurs to deliver talks, to share about their journey, that, you know, how they started, what they learned, how it went all. So you know, इसके लिए बहुत सारे examples हैं आपके startups के. Flipkart was a startup, okay, which turned into such a great thing. If you talk about Amazon, Amazon started from a small garage, okay, in the US, and he was just selling books initially. Okay, and he just was thinking that, you know, the internet is growing at a very fast pace, and he thought that the future lies in the internet. So he started selling only books online, and you know, gradually he expanded. Now all of us, you know, we are hooked on to Amazon. So look, matlab, he must have learned so much now during his journey. So, you basically, when you're an entrepreneur, it's not that you can't share your journey with others. Obviously, you motivate others, and you can share that how it went through, what were the what difficulties you faced, what challenges you faced, what rewards are you getting, and all those sort of things. Okay, now I will just quickly come to the cons as well. Just give me a minute. So work schedule. Now look, the work schedule of an entrepreneur is very, very unpredictable. Okay, because as you are the sole karta dharta of the entire organization, so it might happen that you might probably have to put in a lot of hard work, a lot of your working hours might be long, and probably you are the one who is working the hardest in the organization. Why? Because it is your idea, it is your company, and whatever risks you have taken, it is your responsibility to make it a success. Now look, there is no regular salary. अब इसमें कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि आपने entrepreneur बने और आपका बिजनेस चलेगा और आपको प्रॉफिट होगा, कोई गारंटी नहीं है. तो entrepreneur की कोई सैलरी वैलरी कुछ नहीं होती है. ठीक है. After that, administrative tasks. Okay. Now look, this is basically true in the initial phases. Look, when you run the business in the initial stages, you have to keep a check on lot of things, like where are the finances going, how are the operations being carried out. Okay, are people able to understand your new concept? Are they able to conceptualize it into a new product? Is demand coming or not? So there's a lot of administrative tasks that he has to be involved in. Okay, which can be sometimes very frustrating. Then there is a lot of competition. How there is a lot of competition? Because look, when you start as an entrepreneur, you basically start with a very small base. Okay, and you work with small margins, so staying competitive is very, very essential. And as you're coming up with a new product, so you need to really make the customers understand about the new technology, new concept, or whatever you knew you are coming up with, so that people they understand it, and okay, and your business becomes profitable. Then disruptions of one's personal life. Obviously, look, as you're trying to keep your business afloat, so it might affect your personal life as well, as you're spending most of your time in your business. Fine. Now, look, this is the last topic of the day. We have to discuss that what is this role of the entrepreneur, in the economic development. It's not that, look, entrepreneurship is very, very essential. If you look at our Prime Minister's speech, okay, especially during the pandemic, he has given a lot of boost to entrepreneurs, okay, in the form of loans and uh, and uh, concessions and interest and everything that is possible. A lot of schemes have been launched for them, under which they are given financial support. They are given basically, if you want managerial support, or you want a mentor who can guide you through the process. So the government is also, it's very essential for India, that it comes up with people, who have that zeal to start something of their own. Okay, कब तक आप एक बाहर की कंपनी के अंदर काम करने का सोचोगे ना? अगर आप एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बनते हो, तो आप अपना बिजनेस बना रहे हो, इंडिया का बिजनेस बना रहे हो, और you are doing something for yourself as well as for the nation. Okay, so how are you contributing to the process? Basically, over here we are going to learn that. Fine. Now, first is promoting capital formation. Now, look, by mobilizing the savings of people, or you are using your own capital, basically what you are doing is that, आप कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन जो है वो इकोनॉमी के अंदर बढ़ा रहे हो. बेटा, कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन क्या होता है? देखो, आप एंटरप्रेन्योर बन गए हो, तो एंटरप्रेन्योर बने हो तो कुछ ना कुछ प्रोड्यूस तो करोगे ना, या तो गुड प्रोड्यूस करोगे या सर्विस प्रोड्यूस करोगे. So whenever you produce goods and services, what are you doing? You are adding to the capital of the economy. Okay. So what are you doing? You're promoting the capital formation, which is a very, very good thing for the economy as a whole. Fine. Then creation of large scale employment opportunities. Now look, obviously if you're an entrepreneur, you are going to give jobs to so many people. So instead of being someone who is searching for a job, जब आप जॉब के अंदर हो तब तो आप एक बंदे के अंदर काम कर रहे हो ना. बट इफ यू डिसाइड टू हैव योर ओन स्टार्टअप और योर ओन बिजनेस, then what are you doing? You yourself are there and you are employing 4 people under you. So what are you doing? You are directly giving employment to so many people. Okay. So that is why you must have heard that our honorable prime minister, he has launched a lot of schemes like Stand Up India and Startup India, under which he is giving special incentives basically to people who are from backward classes and women entrepreneurs, so that they can get interest free loans, and they can really contribute to this process. Fine. Then there is balanced regional growth. Now, this is a very interesting point. Look, balanced regional growth का क्या मतलब है? देखो, जब आप एक एंटरप्रेन्योर हो तो आपके पास लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज हैं, ठीक है, आपके पास कैपिटल भी कम है। अब ऐसा नहीं है कि हर कोई दिल्ली के अंदर रह के दिल्ली के अंदर लैंड खरीदेगा और अपनी फैक्ट्री लगाएगा या अपना ऑफिस बनाएगा और काम करेगा। ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। So what happens is that entrepreneurs, they generally go to smaller cities. They buy land over there, they set up their unit over there, and then they start working over there. Okay. So what happens is that when their business grows, they are giving employment to those people, as well as just one second. Yes, sorry. Yeah, so look, what happens is that you are giving employment to other people, and when your business is growing up, what will happen? Look, you will look, obviously बात है कि ट्रांसपोर्टेशन होगा, ट्रक्स आएंगे, ट्रक्स जाएंगे, तो रोड का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप होगा, ठीक है। Your business might be requiring water, electricity. You might be wanting. Look, you have employees living over there, so they might demand better schools, or better hospitals. So what happens is that when you go to a less developed region and you set up a factory over there and your business expands, so that area also grows, which leads to balanced regional development. The best example for this is Tata. देखो, जो टाटा है उसने अपना पूरा का पूरा काम जो है वो एक बहुत छोटे से शहर से शुरू किया था, दैट वाज जमशेद नगर। ओके। अब हुआ क्या, जब से टाटा ग्रुप वहाँ गया है, तब से वहाँ का बिल्कुल नक्शा ही बदल गया है। ओके, रोड्स बन गई है, वहाँ पे क्लीन वाटर आने लगा है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी अच्छी है, रोड्स बन गई है, हॉस्पिटल्स बन गए हैं, स्कूल्स बन गए हैं। व्हाई? बिकॉज टाटा इज सच अ बिग कंपनी। ओके, एंड ऑब्वियसली इफ यू आर सेंडिंग अ मैनेजर ओवर देयर, सो यू नीड टू इंश्योर कि हाँ, उसकी रहने की सोसाइटी अच्छी हो, उसके एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए कुछ है वहाँ पे, कुछ रेस्टोरेंट्स हैं, कोई मूवी हॉल है, ठीक है, स्कूल्स अच्छे हैं, हॉस्पिटल्स अच्छे हैं, sanitation है जगह पे, so all these things are automatically taken care of. So entrepreneurs, they really help in this thing. Then next is deconcentration of economic health in a few hands. Now look, what will happen if you keep on working for one person, he is only going to go get rich. Okay, आपको as such कुछ नहीं होगा. But if you become an entrepreneur and your entrepreneur venture is a success, then what happens? जरूरी नहीं है कि सारी वेल्थ सिर्फ अंबानीज और अडानीज के हाथ में ही है। अब अगर आज आपने कोई नया वेंचर शुरू करा है और आप अच्छा कर रहे हो उसके अंदर, so you are the economic wealth is not in hands of only these 2 3 people. It is getting scattered. There are many people in the society, who will be rich, like it happened with the case of the Poonam Walas, okay, the Serum Institute of India. So he developed the vaccine, and now you can see that like we are saying that he is going to be the richest man if it continues like this. So ऐसा नहीं है that the wealth is going to remain only in the hands of a few people. So if you have a new idea, a new opportunity, you have done something new, so gains are definitely going to come to you. Fine. Then there is wealth creation and distribution. Now look, wealth creation and distribution over here again, it is this basically, it is the same point. It is saying over here that it is saying over here that when you are creating employment opportunities through entrepreneurship, what are you doing? You are distributing economic wealth across different section of the societies. This basically in turn leads to greater parity of income among people and creation of multiplier effect also. Okay, so look, they have given an example also. They are giving the example of Vinny Bhatia, who was the founder of Flipkart. So look, he identified and he later created a huge market potential for e-commerce industry through his online portal. ओके, तो देखो ऐसा नहीं है सिर्फ विनी बंसल अगर इतना सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्रेन्योर बना, फ्लिपकार्ट का ओनर बना, तो उसने सिर्फ अपने लिए नहीं कमाया, उसके एम्प्लॉयज जो थे उसने बहुत लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट दी, उनको भी रिच बनाया, उनका स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग इंक्रीज कराया, ठीक है, सोसाइटी को चीपर गुड्स दिलवाए ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू. ओके, सो पीपल वर एबल टू शॉप इजीली. So you know, so he was in that process, fine. Now let us quickly move ahead. We have last 10 minutes left. We have to complete it. So the next is contribution to GNP. Okay. So now look, what happens is that when you mobilize resources and you seize opportunities, entrepreneurs, they develop, produce and deliver new products, processes for the masses. Spending by a person becomes income for other and brings money in circulation in the economy, leading to increase in national income as well as per capita income. Now look what is happening when you are becoming an entrepreneur, and again, you know, you're giving employment to people. So basically, what are you doing? You're giving money in the hands of the people. Now, what are people going to do with that money? Obviously, बात है, लोग वो पैसा अपने पास सिर्फ बैंक में तो सेव करके नहीं रखेंगे. Okay, they are going to buy other products and services in the economy. Okay, somebody might buy a new flat, or you know, you start buying more item of necessities. So what are you doing? You are basically you know, you are spending more, so you are creating demand for other products which are already there in the economy. तो जब ऐसा होता है तो हमारे जो देश का जो ग्रॉस नेशनल प्रोडक्ट है वो ऑटोमेटिकली बढ़ना शुरू हो जाता है. ठीक है, हमारा जीडीपी भी बढ़ता है, हमारा जीएनपी भी बढ़ता है, हमारी नेशनल इनकम भी बढ़ती है. और जो एक पर कैपिटा इनकम है, पर कैपिटा इनकम मतलब एक इंसान के हाथ में कितना पैसा है, पर कैपिटा इनकम जो है वो भी हमारी धीरे धीरे बढ़नी शुरू हो जाती है. फाइन. नेक्स्ट इज योर इम्प्रूव स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ लिविंग. Now under this improved standards of living, we say that you know, it is again the repetition of the same thing. Basically, you know, when you are giving employment to so many people, so so you know, this is going to reduce the bridge between their have and have nots. So people will have more access basically to better things in life. So you know, instead of having a small fridge, you might probably go for a bigger fridge. Okay, तो बेटा यही सारी चीजें हैं जिससे हम एक स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग देखते हैं. ठीक है, तो स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग में जैसे अगर आज के बारे में हम बात करें तो यू नो, वी थिंक दैट इट इज वेरी बेसिक टू हैव अ टीवी, अ फ्रिज, a telephone, a laptop, and you know, all those things with us. Okay, now look, this is true for metro cities, but do you think that if you go to, you know, if you go to villages, then is that also a new normal for them? Do you expect that उनको भी यही लगता है कि हाँ, उनके पास भी एक टीवी हो, उनके पास भी एक फ्रिज हो, you know, वो भी ऐसी एक sanitized home में रहते हो जैसे हम रहते हैं? So that doesn't happen. Okay, but if you're an entrepreneur, if you have set up a factory over there, you are giving them employment, they are getting money. So sooner or later, what will happen? Even they are going to you purchase all those things. You know, their standard of living is also going to increase. They will also start purchasing all those things. They will live in a sanitized home, and you know, the channel will continue. Fine. The eighth point is the most important point. You know, there are entrepreneurs, you know, who are a lot into exports. So entrepreneurs, you know, when they produce good quality products, so basically होता क्या है, आपका जो export base है वो बढ़ता है. And look, you know that for every economy to grow, our exports should be more than imports. Okay, दैट इज वाई आपने सुना होगा कि मोदी जी जो है वो बहुत बार बोलते हैं कि चाइना से प्रोडक्ट इंपोर्ट करके मत लेके आओ. मेक इन इंडिया का इनिशिएटिव उन्होंने इंट्रोड्यूस करा है, स्टार्टअप इंडिया का इनिशिएटिव उन्होंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया है, जहाँ पे वो कह रहे हैं कि जितना हो सकता है आप अपने देश में ही बनाओ. Okay, why? Because look, what happens is that if we are exporting less and we are importing more, then जो हमारी करेंसी है वो फॉल होती है. ओके, तो अगर आप बाहर जाते हो और कुछ भी खरीदते हो तो आपकी जो करेंसी की वैल्यू है वो कम पाई जाती है. ठीक है, विच इज नॉट अ गुड थिंग. On the other hand, if our exports are more, and our imports are less, then it shows that we are a self-reliant economy. हमें दूसरों पे dependence की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं है. हम major things अपने आप ही बना पा रहे हैं. हमारा जो currency है वो strong होती है, and we are in a better situation. Let us say even if you have to buy something from abroad, so it won't be that expensive. Are you getting that? So it's like that. Um, Okay. So look, the example is also given. They are giving the example of Aditya Birla Group. It says it is one of the India's most globalized company with a US dollar 41 billion annual turnover, and over 50% of the revenues is from overseas operation, which comes from 36 countries. So just imagine, like the Birla Group, it is also Birla वालों को भी entrepreneur कहते हैं. तो आजकल के टाइम पे वो एक बहुत बड़ा conglomerate है, बहुत बड़ी कंपनी है. बट उसने भी एक छोटे से कैपिटल के साथ ही शुरू किया था. वो भी एक एंटरप्रेन्योर ही माना जाता है हमारी नज़रों में. तो आप देख सकते हो कि हाउ इज ही कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू द एक्सपोर्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री. उसकी जितनी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इनकम है वो बाहर के देशों से ज़्यादा है. ओके. सिमिलरली इफ यू टॉक अबाउट कंपनीज लाइक विप्रो. ओके. अगेन विप्रो का क्या है, विप्रो जो है वो आईटी के अंदर एक्सपोर्ट पे लीड करता है. उसके जितने भी क्लाइंट्स हैं, दे आर ऑल ओवरसीज क्लाइंट्स. Okay, so when they are making them payment for their technical work, okay, for their software development, then what is happening? India is exporting its services abroad, which is again a very good thing. Okay, so this is how an entrepreneur should basically function. Uh, if you can you can have that export base, then there is nothing like that. Fine. Then creativity of innovation. Then creativity of innovation is obviously, it is one of the traits of entrepreneurs. And once you are innovating, then you are getting better quality products in the market. Like all of you can see, 5 साल पहले जिस तरह का फोन आता था और आज जिस तरह का फोन आता है, there is a very big difference. Now all of us have switched to a better technology. We are all on the touchscreen technology. Okay. So basically, through innovation, they have made it possible for everyone to have access to better quality products. Fine. Then there is personal growth. Now obviously बात है, देखो जब हम entrepreneur के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो उसकी पर्सनल ग्रोथ बहुत ज्यादा हो रही है इस केस के अंदर. ओके. बिकॉज ही इज समवन who is not going to stop till the time he achieves what he wants. Okay, he has this strong desire for success. And such type of persons, they really motivate other people also in the society who have the same dream. Fine. So like these days, you will see a lot of people who are graduating from IITs and IIMs. Instead of working for some firm, they say that no, we want to have a startup of our own because we have an idea, we want to execute it, we want to put it into practice, and we want to make money for ourselves instead of someone else. Okay. In the last, we have bringing social change. Now look, entrepreneurs are basically thought as people, who are very, very, like I told you, they are very, very socially responsible people. Okay. They don't have any callous attitude towards society, and they try to come up with products which don't damage the environment, जिसका कार्बन फुटप्रिंट कम हो. ठीक है, जो भी प्रॉफिट वो हो, एक सस्टेनेबल प्रॉफिट हो. एंड basically, whatever they are doing, it should be something which is causing least harm to the society and the environment. Fine. So they try to have those type of technologies embedded in their business via which it is possible for them to give the best products to people, uh, and at the same time causing least harm to the environment. So like you can see over here, they're giving the example of Body Shop and Khadi India. Now if we talk about these two firms, what do? They employ organic methods and environmental friendly technology. तो आप देखोगे वहाँ पे कि अगर आप कभी बॉडी शॉप या खादी इंडिया गए हो, तो आप उनके प्रोडक्ट्स पे देखोगे कि वो लिखा होता है that they are not tested on animals. And then they say that whatever products we are making, we are ensuring that there was no harm caused to the environment. It is absolutely eco-friendly product. तो इस तरह की चीजें वो लोग बताते हैं इसके अंदर. और एंड ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आप यू आर मोर let us say you're more inclined towards this social and environmental initiative, so you can't make profit. You will see that these companies are making a lot of profit as well. Why? Because there is this shift in mentality of people. Now look, all of us want to go for those products which are eco-friendly. Okay, that is why you see that like I will give you one more example. Like these days, what is happening is that a lot of people are turning to organic milk. Okay, now you have a lot of organic milk companies these days, like starting from this White Farms to Country Milk, and I don't know what all companies have come up in the market. So look, when you go and see their products, you will see that they are not selling milk in plastic pouches. Okay, rather they have a glass bottle in which they put the milk and they serve it to the customers. Why? Because they say that plastic is going to cause a lot of damage to the environment. And on the other hand, glass does not cause any harm to the environment, and they give you basically a refund if you give the bottle back to them. So look, this is like such a good initiative now that you are getting organic milk, and they are so conscious about the environment also at the same time, that they're not giving you milk in those plastic sachets, and rather they're using those what do you call it, glass bottles. Fine. So that would be it for today. We have covered it. Uh, so thank you. So we will be meeting now on Wednesday. If you have any doubts, you can post them in the chat box. Yes, shall we end the class? Yeah, are there any doubts or can we end the class?